everybody, it's Brianna, and I'm sure as you guys have been telling from my ever-growing stack of books on this shelf that I need to do a book haul, and I need to do it now because these stack of book is just being segregated from all my other books, and it needs to be on my shelf just so my shelf can rest in peace. I can start finally reorganizing, and it just needs to happen because there's another stack of books here. So let me see if I can grab all my books and show you how many I actually have. You know what? I don't think I can grab all these books, but you guys saw how many there were. I'm just gonna start running through them. This is gonna be quick. I honestly don't know what most of the books are about because they have been given to me by like my sister for my birthday, and my brother has been just, you know, throwing me books too. So I'm not sure what most of them are about, but the ones that I do know, I will tell you what I know, which is basically the back summary of it. But whatever, let's get started. So the first book that I'd gotten was actually from an Amazon haul, and I was so excited to get this book. Like, but it's just a book of like poems, and I've been waiting to buy this for so long, and I've just been putting it off buying other books, but I was like, you know what, no. You need to sit down, you need to buy this book, and it'll be great. The next two books that I have bought what is Ignite Me and Unravel Me, and these are from the Shatter Me series by Tahereh Mafi. But yeah, so I have the first one and it's back there, and I have now the second one and the third one. I actually don't know which way they go. Don't remember, it's been so long. I haven't read these for 2 years. This one comes first. It's Unravel Me, then it's Ignite Me. Right? You know, I'll figure it out because I want to reread the series because the new one, Restore Me, just came out, and I already have the novella, the first book, the second book, the third book, and the novella, so I just need the fourth book. So, yeah. The fourth book that I had gotten from my Amazon haul is this book called Catcher by Kaylin Nicholson, sorry. And it's just a YouTuber that I've been watching recently because her videos are so motivational, and she wrote a book. So I thought that I would support her, read it, and, you know, see what it's all about. And it's so pretty. Like, I'm in love with it. The last book that I'd gotten from my Amazon haul, my big ol' Amazon haul, is this book called Fat Girl on a Plane. And I know that sounds kind of horrifying, but I saw this book at Barnes & Noble and was like, you know what? I can buy that book cheaper on Amazon, and lo and behold, I did. It's about this girl who wants to be a model, but she realizes that, you know, when she has to buy 2 seats on a plane because she's so overweight that, you know, modeling may not work out for her because of her size. So I believe she proceeds to lose weight, yeah. So now she's skinny, but then she realizes that, like, there's a lot of things in like the modeling community that are just bad, unhealthy, very toxic, and she realizes that she doesn't really want to be a part of that, so she kind of has to fight through that and figure out, you know, if it's what she really wants to do and if she can really make her dreams come true. So those were a couple of books that I bought from my Amazon haul, and I mean, I've already read 2 out of the 5 of them. So now I'm gonna go into books that my brother has given me because we're both redoing our rooms at my dad's house. So I'm just like, hey, you got any books you don't want? I'll take them off your hands. So he let me borrow this book. It's called Breaking Through. It's something that he read when he was doing like a school assignment, and he was like, this is the only book that I want back. But like, I'm keeping it because he doesn't even remember anyways. The 2 other books he got me is the No Safety in Numbers trilogy. But he actually owns the 3rd book, but he just hasn't given it to me yet. He's like, I don't own it. I'm like, yes, you do. You let me read the entire series. But it's No Safety in Numbers and No Easy Way Out. And it's basically about like this mall that has been quarantined. Everybody's locked inside. It's kind of like people have go into like different groups trying to like get enough food, like find safety, and it's like, I don't know, everybody's kind of like fighting, like it's like fend for yourself type thing, and it's crazy all over the place, and I loved that book, that series actually. So the next books that he had gotten me, it fell! Legend trilogy, and actually he gave me the box set that he bought, and like that was so nice because it it comes with, you know, the first, second, and third book, which I actually already own on my shelf. But these are all the hardback ones, so that's nice. It's never gonna come out of their box. And there's like a little book in here. It's called Life Before Legend. So it's like, I guess, how their lives were beforehand. And I've actually never read this because I didn't know it existed. And he also gave me the graphic novel that he bought for it. And I know that I'm probably not going to read this because, you know, graphic novels really aren't my thing. But it's always nice to have on the shelf and be like, hey, look, I have the collection. So the next book that my brother had given me, and the last book, I believe. Yeah, the last book that my brother had gotten me was Storm. And I actually had bought this book, H2O, a long time ago. I read it, I loved it, and it turned out that my brother had the sequel, the second book, and I was so excited. I read it, and I gave it back, and he was like, oh, I forgot about this book. Oh, you probably could have just kept it. But he never gave it to me up until like recently when he gave me all the other books. So I'm like, yes, mine, the series is complete, and now it can look so pretty on my shelf. Yes. But it's about like this rain that's like, it kills people. I don't know why. There's like a virus in it or something, or like a disease, but it kills people if it touches them. And so like they have to like go and like, you know, it's kind of like a dystopian novel. So, you know, you can probably guess where that's going. So that was the last book given to me by my brother, and now I'm gonna go into books given to me by my sister. So 1, 2, and 3. So the first book given to me by my sister was The School of Good and Evil. And, you know, I recently saw like a YouTuber read this, and like they made it sound so good. I don't remember what it's about at all. I've never read the back. I just know they said it was a good book, and I was like, oh, well, my sister doesn't read. She hates reading. I don't think she ever finished this book, so I'll just ask if I can have it. You know, it's kind of beat up and worn, but whatever, you know, shows love. My sister also handed me this book, Lemony Snicket, a series of wow, that's bad. Lemony Snicket, a series of unfortunate events. There we go. And I have no clue what this is about. I guess they're going on adventures, and every book is like a new thing in their series of unfortunate events. But I mean, it looks kind of cool, and like I wouldn't mind having like a big series of this, just like taking up my whole entire shelf. Like, yeah, I read Lemony Snicket. That's great. Like, I don't know, it just seems so cute, and just something that you can just like sit down and like breeze through really fast because it's not thick at all. The last book that my sister had given me is I Am Malala, and I've heard about her from, you know, just like things on the internet, but I'm not too sure what it's about. I think she fought for, I'm not sure what it's for, but I think it's for Malala, who is fighting for women's education for girls. I think what that's about. I know it sounds horrible that I don't know, but I'm sorry. But I have her book, and I'm really excited to read this. So here's my second and final book that I have gotten from a YouTuber, and it's called Dream House by Marzia Bosgman. I have no clue, but it's by Marzia. You probably know, PewDiePie's girlfriend. But I've been wanting to read this book for so long, ever since I knew that it came out. And I've read the reviews, and it said there are like a few plot holes, you know, some things don't really make any sense, but it's like I still wanted to support her, and I wanted to, you know, give it a try, because there have only been a couple books that I've read that I didn't really like. So I'm sure I'm gonna like this one just fine. So these are 2 books that I have gotten while I was in like a bookstore in Auburn, California, I think it was. I'm not too sure, but it was just like a little bookstore. Like the teens section was like so small. It was like half of this bookshelf, and it did not go nearly as tall, and it was like so sparse. But that's okay, because I found 2 books that seemed really interesting. I found Lucy in the Sky, which I've actually already read, and I had no clue what it was about. And it's about this girl who like was like a really like, you know, a good girl. Like she'd like go to school, do her work and everything, and then, you know, she gets introduced to drugs and alcohol, and like everything just gets flipped upside down for her, and it goes all wrong. But you know, this was a really interesting read, because as someone who's never been like exposed to drugs, like I don't even know how to use half of them, like I don't care about any of them. This was like really eye-opening to like see, and like I was like, wow, there's a lot of things that I am like oblivious to. The next book that I had gotten is The Island by Olivia Levels, but I guess it was about this girl, and she's been banished to this island because she's done bad things, and she's like fight for herself and like figure everything out. but I'm not too sure. I started reading it and it was kind of like, it just throws you right in, and it was really hard to like get settled in it for me. So as you guys can tell, I was on the 4th page and I stopped reading. But I will read it, I promise. These 2 books were from a Barnes & Noble. Wow, I forgot the word Barnes & Noble. I was trying to think book outlet. No, these 2 books were from Barnes & Noble that I have gotten a long time ago. And this one, when I saw this one in the store, I literally started crying. Like, you can ask my boyfriend, I literally started crying. And it's called Love Her Wild by Atticus, and it's another poem book. And okay, so the reason is because I go on Pinterest a lot, which I'm sure most females do, because Pinterest is just like the place to be. But like, I'd see all like these quote books, and I noticed that a lot of them were like, not books, but like quotes, and a lot of them were by Atticus. And when I saw that he had a book, I was like in tears in the middle of Barnes & Noble. My boyfriend was like, and he left to go look at the music section. I don't blame him. The last book that I'd gotten from Barnes & Noble on that specific haul was Flawed, and it's about like these people who live in like this perfect life. Everything's perfect, they all look perfect, their lives are perfect, and there's this group of people, let me see, they're called the Flawed. Oh, Flawed. And I guess, you know, they're not perfect, second-class citizens, whatever. And like this girl, she's perfect, one of the perfects, and she's like sees like a flawed man getting like abused or hurt or something or mistreated, and she goes to help him, but then suddenly that makes her flawed. So now she has to go through and like live her life, I guess. So now she's like branded as like one of the flawed people. Ooh, this is pretty. I've never seen that. I never opened the book yet. That's why they're on the TBR shelf. Guys, look, these are the last 4 books that were right here. My last Barnes & Noble haul. So this is my recent one where I went with my boyfriend, and I got quite a few books. Actually, quite a few. I got 4 books. I got 4 books. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this book. It's called Stargirl. Guys, this book has become my favorite book in the entire world. Okay, it's about this girl who comes to this school, and she's very different than everybody, because in that school, you know, everybody's the same. You know, they talk the same, they dress the same, they eat the same, but like this girl, she comes in and she's different. She's singing to everybody, and she's just so in touch with like nature and life, and it's like such goals, and she's like, oh my god. And it's like, of course, everybody's in love with her, and like they think she's the best, but then suddenly, you know, they like change her minds about her, and then she's an outcast and she's different, and the guy that likes her and she likes him back is like wants her to be normal, so that way they can still be together, because he's also becoming an outcast because he's associating with her. And like, this is just such a beautiful book, and like I can't describe it. It's like when you like see like those little Pinterest concepts of like just living and being in touch with like the earth, and it's all it's great. I love it. I love this book so much. The next book that I got was called Swallowing Stones, and I'm gonna be very honest here, like this sounds like a pretty good book, but it's like the cover makes it seem a little bit childish in my opinion. Like the font is like super big, it's all shiny and it's blue, and I don't know, it just seems a little bit childish to me. But like this boy, on his birthday, he, you know, he's a hunter, so he has like a lot of guns and everything, and he shoots like a rifle in the air for his birthday, but it ends up killing a person. It ends up being this girl's father, and like now they're seeing each other in their dreams, and they're trying to figure out what's happening and like why her father was killed in like a freak 4th of July shooting accident. The third book that I got is called Pillow Thoughts #2. I didn't realize it was #2 when I got it, but it's pretty, I wanted it, so I got it. And it's another poem book by Courtney Pevernill. Yes, that name is good. The last book that I'd gotten from this specific Barnes & Noble haul is If I Was Your Girl. And when I saw this, I was like, ooh, that seems interesting. And then I read the back and I was like, ooh, that seems interesting. It's about like this transgender girl. And I've never read a book about a transgender, so I was like really excited to find this. And so it was about like this transgender girl, and she really likes this guy, but she doesn't know if like he's gonna be okay with her, you know, being transgender and all. And I don't know, it just seemed really interesting. So I got it. I'm really excited to read this one. So now I'm onto the stack of books over here, which I've been pulling from both sides, by the way. So these are the last books. And these are the books that I got yesterday, which is Saturday, September 8th, which, okay, I'm sorry. I know last week I didn't post, but that's because Saturday was the first year anniversary of my boyfriend's. You know, I went out and I didn't have time to think of something because I was so excited working on like his gifts and everything. But we did end up going to a bookstore, and I got 6 books. He paid for half, I paid for half, and I'm really excited to read these because some of them are ones that I've been really wanting to read for a long time. So the first one that I got is called The Killing Sea, and it's about like in Indonesia there's like this really big tsunami, and this girl, her mother dies, right? Yeah, she's already lost her mother, and her brother is really sick and she's trying to find help for him, while this other boy, he's trying to find his father, and I'm assuming they join together and like try to help find like, you know, each other's family and like get help and everything, trying to get through the tsunami. But this book seemed, I don't know, I've been really into like the small books, as you guys probably saw from Stargirl. It was like really tiny around, and I don't know, it just made me really happy. So I'm really excited to read this one too because it's nothing that I've ever read before. So the next book that I'd gotten is called The Hanged Man, and you can't really tell, and that's why I love this book. But like, see, you can kind of see it, The Hanged Man. That's why I love this cover of the book, because it's so cool. But I'm not sure what this is about. Like, it's called The Hanged Man, but it was about like this girl's father that had died, and I guess there was like a break-in and entering, and I don't know how that has to do with hanging men. But you know, it's cool. We'll figure it out. The next book that I gotten is Ramona Blue, and I'm sure you've mostly heard, oh, you know what, actually you might not have heard about this one, but this was like one of the only books that like was not on sale, and I was so upset about it, but whatever, 10 bucks is still pretty good, whatever. And it's about this girl who is really, really tall, and she has trouble like fitting in and everything, has like problems with like her family, and then her childhood friend comes back, and I guess she falls in love. And she has to deal with her own sexual orientation. Sorry, I was reading, making sure that I was right. Oh god, guys, my stack of books is literally, well, you can't see, but it's like right below the camera. Like, it's like tilting now. That's frightening. Okay, the next book that I'd gotten is called Vanishing Girls, and I did not even bother to read the back of this because I know that this has been on my TBR list for a long time. And look. Oh, look, it was only $5. So that's pretty cheap for a book. I guess her best friend vanishes, and girls have been vanishing. Now they have to find them, you know? That was a horrible description of that book, I'm sorry. God. This is the last book, thank goodness, because I don't know if my pile can handle anymore. It's tilting really bad. But this one is called Speak, and my best friend, Elizabeth, who lives in Wisconsin, she showed me this book and I was like, oh, I really want to read that book. I've been wanting to read that book. And so I bought it finally because it was only $6. And I was like, hey, we can read it now at the same time and it'll be great, it'll be great, it'll be great. She's like, I already read it. I was like, fine then. I didn't want to read it with you anyways, you know? But yeah, so it says Platinum Edition. I don't know if that's cool or not anymore, but I know it has like the cool textured pages. That's all that I live for. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys my stack right now. Oh dang, my room is really messy. I'm so sorry. I have like pants on the floor and everything. Ignore those pants, okay? They're just jeans. But there's my stack, goes all the way down to the floor and all the way up to here. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!